how the U.S. stole the Middle East. And I'll leave you with this playing while I bring my cupcake to eat it.
Drew didn't really take into account language or
ethnicity. Is this the Coca-Cola guy? What? You lost your mod privileges for the rest of the night.
Substance, oil. Germany lost that war, in part because they didn't have access to enough oil to keep up with this new style of warfare that relied a lot more
always
on
the oil,
machines. The young superpower realized that
always
access
the
to
oil.
this stuff...
You guys have oil? Looks like we gotta overthrow your democratically elected leader. Looks like we gotta cause a civil war and back it with lots of military for the fascists.
Establishing the first significant American presence in the region. They set up little cities around the oil operation that were little slices of America, full of the deepest sinful behavior, like allowing women to drive and the consumption of alcohol.
Here is another American colony, complete with air-conditioned houses, 2 hospitals, and an outdoor...
That's crazy. When motherfuckers say imperialism isn't real, just tell them there was literally American towns in Saudi Arabia. What the fuck? I think the U.S. is the biggest exporter of terrorism. The biggest backer, historically.
But the oil kept flowing. And soon, the U.S. government goes to the royal family and says, listen, the oil is flowing better than ever. This is awesome. How about we build a little military base attached to our little oil city so that we can, you know...
Are you saying this is a good thing for the Middle East? The United States is simply looking out for its own self-interest and oil companies. Women still don't... That hasn't changed. This has not changed. Women still don't have equal rights in the Middle East. They still don't have equal rights. It has not changed shit, dog.
His company, by this point, is thriving. The American presence in oil land is just exploding, and he is building all of the stuff for it. And so this guy has a giant business. And he starts to have children. Well, in fact, he had a lot of children, like 54 children, because...
What? Yo, my man was horny. He was down horrible, bro. He was down horrible.
Anyway, the point is, one of Muhammad's sons is named Osama.
Ah, shit. Here we go. And this is how the U.S. brought 9/11 upon themselves. And I don't give a fuck if I get Hassan, okay? This is how the United States brought 9/11 upon themselves. They had no idea that this was going to happen. That the kid of the man of the construction company that built their air bases and their military bases was going to become one of the most prominent terrorists in the world. So, yeah, we brought it upon ourselves. We did. Because we thought we were so cool.
U.S. to think about the Middle East. And that reason is because there's another big superpower that has nuclear weapons, called the Soviet Union, who is coming into the
Stalin. I know he's still alive, brother. He's coming with his nuclear weapons. He's going to support Joe Biden.
Too friendly with the Soviet Union. So they worked together with the British to literally overthrow the government of Iran so that they could install a dictatorial leader that was more friendly to the United States.
Wow. Oh my god. Kind of sounds to me like communism, the idea of communism wasn't being able to be spread due to the fact of American imperialism. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. The communist ideology was trying to be spread in Iran, but wait. Coup d'etat? Coup d'etat from the United States? Oh my god, what a move. Never seen that one before.
Offers it, seeing Israel as a friendly nation in the region that could be a big proponent of U.S. interests. So the U.S. starts to fund Israel with tons of money and...
Notice how the United States has started all these nationalistic pride, imperialist societies, like Iran and Israel.
So it's now the 70s, and Mohammed bin Laden, the construction guy, is now insanely rich. His construction company is giant, his 54 children are also rich, and his son Osama is...
Hey yo, he fly as fuck. I'm joking, obviously, he's a terrorist. This is a joke. Twitch.
These are ancient, holy lands. Why is my government and my family supporting this great...
I feel like that's based. I feel like why am I agreeing with Osama bin Laden right now? No, like, it's actually crazy how, like, justified it is to believe that. Like, honestly. People love to point to the USSR as a country of colonialism and imperialism, but the United States was doing the same shit in the Middle East, bruh. Like, it's just clear. And people who have, like, you know, people who have their religion and who think that the Mecca, for example, is the holy grail of their country, and when that's being invaded, I mean, and they take offense to it, it's quite clearly something the United States should not be involved with in the first place. But that motherfucker Bush did not know what the fuck he was doing. I'm just saying, bro.
It's these superpowers, not just the US, but also the Soviet Union, invading the Middle East. He heads to Afghanistan, where the Soviet Union is invading Afghanistan, trying to take it over. Bin Laden wants to fight back. By the way, the same year, in Iran...
Also, Bin Laden, I'm not saying Bin Laden is a good person, okay? Bin Laden was not a good person. He had means that were very unnecessary. Just like Stalin did and just like Truman did. I don't think it's okay. I don't think any of the stuff he did is okay. I'm trying to clarify this right now. Osama is not a man that you should be admiring, okay? Also, he was fighting against communism, regardless of it being imperialism. He was a very prideful man, and I think it was very wrong. But again, look at Bin Laden, and look at how his father was so wealthy. Almost seems like capitalism bred a terrorist. Looks like to me that capitalism bred a terrorist. Stop. Don't 821 me, bruh. Stop. I'm not Hassan, okay? I'm Hassan Light.
The new government takes a bunch of Americans hostage and starts off hating the United States. And, I mean, can you blame them? If someone overthrew the person I elected, I would be pretty pissed too. So,
democratically elected government overthrown by the US? No way. Crazy.
So Osama joins in with all of these rebel fighters who are fighting back against the Soviet Union. And they fight a long, brutal war. By the way, the US was secretly loving this, loving that the Soviet Union was getting like beat back by these like rebel fighters. So they end up sending loads of weapons and money and support to these fighters.
Raw. Notice how the United States is backing Mujahideen soldiers and Osama bin Laden. Crazy, right? Crazy how this is happening. Crazy, bro. Crazy. You do see the irony, right? Us funding these Mujahideen soldiers to fight communism, funding terrorists, fucking, you know, get fucking a plane ran into our Twin Towers. That's what it resulted in. That's what Reagan caused. Literally. And all in the fight for communism. Or against communism.
It was 10 brutal years of war, and by the end, these fighters were battle-hardened.
I was gonna say, we didn't, yeah. So what America did with Nicaragua was basically what they did is partner themselves with, a counter alt-right, well, not alt-right, but rather far-right paramilitary group, and they sold crack in the United States, which has led to such a huge amount of heroin. No, it was crack, bro. To my knowledge, it was crack. But okay, whether it was heroin, crack, it was a fucking drug, okay? And they caused an epidemic here in the United States. And guess what they used? Guess what they funded with that money? A fucking coup d'etat in Nicaragua of a democratically elected socialist leader. Crazy. It was coke, right? Or crack? It was coke. I don't know. It was drugs, bro. That's the point. And now we like to say, oh, drugs are so bad, guys. Why do we have so many drug addicts in the country? Fucking Reagan, dog.
It's called Al-Qaeda. And the mission of the group is to protect Islam through violently striking back against big superpowers coming into the Middle East. And
dude, again, I don't agree with either side here. But you do realize how the United States brought this upon themselves, right? The United States brought this upon themselves Just like how the Soviet Union did it as well. The Soviet Union brought upon themselves that Mujahideen fighters were going to defend their land from imperialist communist the Soviet Union. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous to me to actually believe that Islam is what's bad when we see that our foreign policy is literally like 14-year-olds playing fucking cars in the driveway and then acting like one of them stole the car from each other, when really they both have equal cars because they're fucking toy cars. I don't know what that analogy was, but it made sense in my head. Okay, we have the United States has the foreign policy of two 14-year-olds playing basketball. And I don't mean like 14-year-olds that are getting recruited by like UCLA. I mean 14-year-olds that are bench warmers.